And thank you for tuning in today. We are live, y'all, and I have my girl Anjera Marie on the line. Hey, girl.
Hey, it's always lit when Shalonda B is in the building.
Yes. So, what's up? What's up with your show? What's up with your life? Are we still doing our out of town stuff? What are we doing?
Girl, this COVID, huh? I have that COVID exhaustion right now, okay? But in the meantime, I'm doing COVID-19 in company, conversations from the epicenter across the globe. And every Monday at 12 noon, I just gather up some friends,
Mm-hmm.
get social networking, and they keep me company and we talk about what's going on, whether it's restrictions for COVID or how they're pivoting through the whole pandemic. There's a lot of people are making transitions, job changes, just how people are staying afloat. And I really just wanted to be in a position that I could first educate people what's going on in different areas, because what's going on in New York is different than what's going on in Texas or Florida or Senegal or India, so
Say because it's not just local. These your guests are really people that are all over the world. So you have
yes.
Senegal, you have I think it was Nigeria, yeah.
Yeah, they're coming.
Few people from different places, and these are also places that you have visited in the past.
Correct. So, I make friends as a world traveler,
Mm-hmm.
and COVID is
So
killing me.
downsizing it because you know you're a international model still, even though we're
Yeah, they're waiting for me in Burkina Faso. Shout out to my designers in Burkina Faso, Solvis USA. I miss everyone. They're actually in Abidjan right now, and that's in the Ivory Coast, and that's my favorite place overseas. Like truly my second home, my home away from home, is Abidjan in the Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire. So shout out to all my lovies in Cote d'Ivoire.
go ahead, girl.
Miss them, but they're doing like over there. They're doing shows. I've been watching videos. They're right back at it, and here we're still kind of sitting and waiting and twiddling our thumbs and hoping COVID dies down.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it does.
something they're eating. In Africa, it's not like a huge deal. COVID is not a huge deal,
Their numbers is not as high as ours. I,
not at all.
I guess our numbers were high like they were because of all the different people that come to visit the USA. So I'm thinking that's why our numbers were the way they were, and now we have to walk around with masks for probably like another what year or so.
Maybe.
I hope not. I don't want to walk around for years.
So
Um,
COVID knocked everything out.
been so you're not. How are you doing with the whole COVID situation?
I'm doing much better now.
Hmm.
For a while, I was kind of like extra careful because, I had an accident, a car
Yeah.
accident last year.
Yes.
And I went through several surgeries, and that's when I stopped being on Hot 914 radio because I was injured and I was home. So having the surgeries and being plus size, those things contribute to me being a high risk factor for COVID-19.
Yes. Exactly.
I was being like very careful, and I was really staying in the house a lot. But being the social butterfly that I am, staying in the house a lot was mentally very challenging for me because I'm not used to that. I'm used to not just being outside, but being in like the next country. So I started getting a little depressed for a while too. I came up with this idea of the COVID-19 and company. It was really something that God gave me in a dream. It was like each night I was getting like a little piece of it, and
Mhm.
like international check-in, and it's like COVID check-in. I'm like, okay, maybe I need to just call my friends overseas. Like, I'm not sure what this is. And then I started getting questions, and I would wake up and write down questions. So, that all was birthed out of that time of isolation and being down and feeling like, well, at least I know ways to pick myself back up.
Right.
But about people that are not at that level. So when I started doing the show, I wanted to encourage people like, we think we have it really bad here because we can't stay outside, but we have some restrictions. But in France at the same time, you had to have a permit to leave your house. In
Wow.
Jamaica at the same time, you could only go out certain days of the week based on your last name. They allow you to shop certain days of the week, where we had the liberty and freedom to still go out and get fresh air in our, near our house. They just wanted us to social distance. You could go to the grocery store. Nobody was like checking to see how long you've been out. You get a 1 hour pass, or, it wasn't like that here. So I think that sometimes we think our situations are really terrible.
Exactly. Yep.
Speak to someone whose situation is a little worse than yours, and then you're like, whoa, wait, let me count my blessings. So that's kind of how my whole,
That way.
birth my show.
Yeah, and it did. It did. It's a great show. I watched a
Thank
few
you.
episodes. Um, I love how you communicate with your guest, and you can see that the relationships you had with them are growing through this show, and
Yes,
love they just love you to death. But I think that
I
that
love them.
way of you checking in and checking on how they were doing, and also relieving yourself from the depression of not being able to do what you have to do, or not being able to do what you love doing. And
Right.
I think that's amazing. And Jerry, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I'm proud of you. Look, I'm watching you and all that you're doing. And
I'm
even in the midst of this pandemic, I'm like, oh, Shalonda and her shoe line.
Yeah, because I was devastated. I kept texting the studio like, are we gonna come back? Or can we come up with an idea? Because I can't do this. I'm sitting in the house. I'm bored.
Right. Gotta have something to do.
Just like yourself, ideas was coming to me of what would be my next step, what to do. And I continue to network with others to come up with things to do, and to like get out there and refresh. So I think,
Right.
like, a lot of the time that was spent in the house, I think a lot of people came up with things to do. A lot of people are beginning businesses, and
Mm-hmm.
at home businesses. They're not going back to work, so they found ways to make money and still be happy. And I think
That's it.
it's great. It's sad that we have to live the way we're living now, but like you said a little while ago, we are not. Um, it's not as bad as others in different countries.
Right. And we have to press forward. I think that as bad as COVID has been for a lot of people, my condolences to all the people that have lost loved ones during this time. Um, However, I think a lot of good has come out of COVID because it has pushed people who maybe they were just stuck in a job that they didn't like doing.
Mhm.
Now, because of the situation, they're forced to do something else. And they started kind of pulling things out from deep inside of them, what they maybe they liked to do before, but they didn't have time because they were so tied up working,
Mhm.
that it opened the door for some new opportunities. I also think a lot of people have had spiritual growth in this time
Oh,
because time
definitely. I know I
to
did.
spend with your creator. So I mean, we can look at all the negatives and choose to pull ourselves down, or we can pull the positives from every situation and make the best of it and keep pushing. And that's the best thing to do, is keep pushing and trust God.
Exactly. Exactly. And Jera, so um I was thinking, I think that once all of this is over, maybe we should come up with inviting those that are from those countries, which this is me having hopes and planning still. 2021 or 22, we come up with an idea of a nice show and start traveling together. Wouldn't that be
I
great?
like it.
I
I
would.
like it, girl. I'm ready to go.
I
Like,
am ready to
I
go.
walk with my passport, and I've been road tripping since I can't fly.
When we last spoke, you were like, you know what? I've been sneaking out. And I was like, this girl don't realize that she can still get on the bus and go.
I was like, I'm not getting on a bus now. I won't do that. The Airbus is enough. I have been flying,
Oh, good for you.
but I did take a road trip. I went to Arkansas, and
Oh, how was that?
it was amazing. I actually stayed on the road for about 2 weeks because
Mhm.
I started just like driving and looking at all of the beauty of nature. You know how they say stop and smell the roses, that old phrase?
Walking around smelling the roses.
I stopped to smell the roses, and I'm like, wow, the roses are so beautiful. And I was so busy running so fast
Mhm.
pre-COVID, I didn't even know the roses were there. you know. So I drove from Arkansas back to New York, and I didn't stay long in any one place. It's like maybe 24 hours, or if I had to spend the night in a hotel, I stopped and stayed with some family, and I had an awesome trip. And I drove alone, and everybody was scared, like, "Oh my gosh, you're on the road alone," but I'm never really alone because my heavenly Father is with me.
Amen.
I had such a beautiful time just worshiping God and taking in all of the beauty of nature. I was singing, windows down, wind blowing through my hair. And that's something that I've neglected for so many years. So I really am appreciative of this time.
You basically found the new you. Yes.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all have like we had some spiritual growth, and I mean, like I said earlier, like we came up with some great ideas to do to just to improve ourselves, and I think it's
Yes. It's really good. And I'm working on some more things, but I'm sticking with the COVID thing right now, since COVID is really still, peaking again. And most of the, a lot of the people I talk to, I have a mixture of, some celebrity stuff, but everything, I want to see how people are transitioning during this pandemic, because I still have to figure out how I'm going to transition as far as modeling is concerned, um, with all of these restrictions and travel.
I think it'll be a little while because I know even with myself, I have decided to kind of step back from the modeling. Like I do print modeling, but I won't do like fashion shows. I definitely won't.
Right.
I won't do the runways, but doing print
Mhm.
modeling is great. Um,
That's good.
and as long as you know a photographer, like we do know a photographer that is,
Right. Beautiful pictures, by the way. I saw those photos with
and
Mo Look Photography.
those photos for our to publish and submit to magazines and stuff. So I think
Yes.
it's great to have certain people, especially when you know that they are negative from COVID, and they're out there doing their thing and making big moves. So Anjera, what else? Because you said a little bit of what you're working on. Do you want to share what you're working on? No.
Well, I mean, right now it's not really much. I'm, just looking at other avenues. I've been kind of like laid off from my job. So I actually need to make money. Like I just want to be creative and model and do my show and be like a socialite. But realistically, I have to find work. So I'm looking for work, but I can be recalled.
Well,
So
you are a creative person. You know what you should do?
what's that?
Um, some sewing. Start
I can so.
designer. You
I
gotta
was supposed to take a class because I have my boutique
yeah.
that I need to revive my boutique, Journey avec moi,
uh,
with I have all the products, trinkets, and
I
treasures.
remember that's why I said something. Haha.
But I was supposed to take a sewing class pre-COVID, and that didn't happen. So because I want to sew my own pillows. My pillows are my main thing, and my some of my jewelry from Africa, and handbags and stuff from India. But I wanted to do some of my own sewing, but we didn't get to do that sewing class. So that's to come. But I'm working on. I still need to move inventory. So I was doing some vendor events before, but now that we don't have gatherings, that kind of cut that off. So
You
I,
have
everybody,
you can do it online.
I could do it online. I
Mm,
just need to figure out shipping.
that's right.
I had it online, but I didn't know how to work it. So that's on the list of to dos. Like I play online when I have some free time, but I'm also producing a radio show out of Virginia called the Empowered Lifestyle Radio Show. So
Very,
they keep me a little busy there too. So I was doing some side work.
what type of music? The radio show, is it music or is it like talk show?
Um, it's talk. It's a talk show on the Christian Broadcasting Network in Virginia. So they're on like three different stations. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's
So
nice. secrets because I was like, what else are you doing? And you was keeping it a secret. Look at you. Good for you.
I'm just behind the scenes. I'm the associate producer, but I have a radio background. I was a producer in News Talk Radio, WBT 1110 AM in Charlotte, North Carolina for like 9 years. On the
Mhm.
Larson show, I worked for Charlotte Morning News. I was a fill-in, so I was never hosting back then. I was just behind the scenes. So I'm doing their stuff behind the scenes, my stuff in front of the camera, and trying to learn all these new technologies and all this stuff. I'm starting to feel old. I'm like, how do you do that?
I'm older than you, so you definitely not feeling old because I'm older than you. So if you start feeling old, then I'm really gonna be like decrepit.
But you got an advantage because the children can help you when you don't know how to do something.
Oh my goodness.
I'm here by myself fighting the computer like, you stupid computer, stupid.
Dramatic. Okay, so where can anyone find your show? And if they want to be a guest on your show, where would they find where's this information? We need the information so we can tell
Okay,
everyone.
cool. My show is broadcast on my Facebook Live. And you can find me as Anjera Marie on Facebook. I also have a show page. It's the COVID-19 and Company page. So go like my page. It's new. I probably have like 10 followers. But
You are so dramatic right now. Cut it out. You have more than
maybe 12.
international people all over your page. Cut it out. Anyway.
But I broadcast it on my Facebook page, and then I transition it to my COVID-19 and Company page. So I need technical help, but I don't have money, so maybe I can like create a barter or something with somebody, because I need that
Help
technical.
here. Angela needs some help. She needs some
Yeah.
technical.
I'm a one man show, so I'm like pressing the wrong button. And wait,
No, you are doing very well with your show. I love it. It's a great show. Everybody check it out. She does a great job, and you can meet and see all the people that are all over the world.
yes.
It happened during COVID-19.
Check me out tomorrow, Monday, tomorrow. I'm talking about the schools. I,
Oh,
are the schools open? Are they closed? What are we doing? Like, one state is like, you have to go to school, you're failing. Another state's like, no, shut down the schools. So we're going to talk about it. And I have a guy from Senegal supposed to show up on the show tomorrow. As well as some people from like Florida, Texas. I just been asking around. So we'll see who shows up.
They has a different issue with especially with the children having remote um like a lot of the kids are not able to connect, so the
Mhm.
audio is messed up. It's a bunch of different things happening with the
Right.
school systems, especially with remote, and if the parents are sending them and not sending them, so it's like
Right. And there's no real accountability, it sounds like.
mhm,
Parents are busy because you have to work too. The
right.
teachers are doing what they can remotely, but the kids are just like pretending to do their work half the time, and then they're failing. So it's like, well, who's dropping the ball here?
Issues happening with that, so yeah, that's
So
another
we'll talk about it tomorrow, COVID-19 and Company.
in on my lunch break.
Yes.
All
Tune
right.
in.
Thank you, Anjera, for coming into the show. Thank you. We love you. And
Thank you. I miss you. Love you. And we'll have to have you on my show soon. We got to work out the schedule.
okay. Thank
Because I want you on my show, girl.
I want to be on your show. I just
Yes. Let's make it happen.
okay, we will.
All right. God bless you. Have a great day. Love you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.